che ieri è stata particolarmente brava, fortissima nella finale, ottenendo un risultato di assoluto contento. Con il 49,6 secondi sta lei la più veloce, la testa olandese.
This weekend we travel the northwestern corner of Italy to Val di Sole, the Valley of the Sun, and it seldom disappoints. In the winter it's home to some of Italy's finest ski resorts, while in the summer the raging rapids provide an awesome spot for some whitewater rafting. Of course though, we know this region for its affiliation with mountain biking. Since 2008 we've been coming here to watch some of the world's most memorable races. And this weekend will be no different, as this stunning region high in the Italian Dolomite Mountains hosts the UCI Trials and Mountain Bike World Championships. And now that night's fallen, it's time to get things underway with the four cross from the 2016 Mountain Bike and Trials World Championships here in Val di Sole, the Trentino region in Italy. I'm Rob Warner. Joining me is a two-time national four-cross champion and a man who's been on some World Cup podiums as well in the same sport. Will Longdon, thanks for joining me, Will. Going to be a good night's racing.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one. It promises to be a cracking night of racing.
So we're going to bring you the action shortly. We're going to start with the 8th round for the men, the quarter-finals for the women. And the format to four-cross, pretty simple. 4 riders on the gate, race down the track, and they get to the bottom. The top 2 go through. So let's do only the top 2 riders from each heat qualified to go through the next round. Let's go on bike with Scott Beaumont. Will, talk us down this track.
Yeah, we have a short sprint straight out of the gate and 2 drops, and then we move on now. We have 2 turns, a tabletop straight into quite a flat, loose turn with a berm around the outside. The riders will be fighting position as they take this left-handed berm and straight into the pro section. 2 big double jumps in a row before the riders drop into this big turn. Carrying speed here, vital for the riders as they have this flat straight ahead. Scott Beaumont, an expert at really powering down this straight. I'm sure we'll see him putting that into use tonight. And then down through the rock garden, 2 or 3 lines through there, through the double, and then a loose, dusty corner, head into the drop into the finish line here. One of these riders is going to hope to get here first tonight to take the rainbow jersey.
So a night lit four-cross track. We had the World Championships here actually back in 2008. We also had the four-cross World Championships here last year. This year we see, well, everything. Downhill on Sunday. Make sure you join us for that. So we're going to get the action underway with those 8th finals. In there we've got Thomas Slavik, Jan Svab, Urban Rotnik and Will Evans. Remember, the top 2 of those riders will go through to the next round, to the quarterfinals it will be. Start list number 2, Luke Cryer from the UK. Wasn't on the screen very long. Number 3, Felix Beckman would be the one to watch in that round. Blake Carney heads that one up, 5th fastest qualifier. Their number is their qualified number. Hanna Slavik from Austria, the number 2, the 2nd fastest qualifier in that one. It's a big round. Barry Nobles, Damien Gaudet, 2 world-class BMXs in there. Scott Beaumont, Eka Golu in that one as well, the reigning world champion. Another big BMXer in Heat 8, Sylvain Andre. So on the line then for Heat 1.
Slavic in the inside gate there. You'll expect to see their first gate pick go on the inside all night tonight to get that line into the first turn.
Oh, and a big pile up there over that berm. Only one rider stayed up. Wow, and it's Slavic. Well, that's how important is it, Will, to get to the front?
It's vital. You can see it's quite loose in those turns, so if you're out front and you've got a clear track ahead of you, it's really easy to get away. I mean, you can see this ride for Thomas Slavic was always going to be a slightly easier one. The first heat of the night, he wanted to ride the track, settle in and get ready for the night ahead. He's got a real easy one there.
So, the perfect first round for him on his own. Thomas Slavic comes down towards the line.
And it looks like Jan's going to follow him down, his fellow countryman. He's going to take the second spot.
So Thomas Slavic, the two-time world champion, through to the quarterfinals, along with Jan Sva, both from the Czech Republic. Let's have a look at this replay, Will. Big crash coming out of turn one.
It looks there like Will Evans cut back. He was stuck out in gate 4 and he cut right back through and he got level there to Jan, but it was a little late and it was a little too close to the turn. They're both going for the same line and both went down hard there. Jan will be pleased to scrape through that one, jump back up and get into second place. I'm sure Will Evans will be gutted with that one, but on we go.
That's the harsh reality of four-cross racing. No second chance once you get to the finals. Heat 2. Cryer, Makarov, Fantoni. Bondor in this one, number 8, Luke Cryer, the best qualifier.
And also UCI ranked number 1 at the moment, so expect big things.
So there's a bit of a hold on the gate. Number 24 there puts his hand up from Italy. Now he's ready. Let's see what he can do.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
So it's tight on the inside as they go into turn 1.
Yeah, Luke just squeezed out there. He's riding a full suspension bike, obviously from the gate. That's a little bit slower. It's lost him a place there, and if we go in, he's still safe in second place. The two first riders getting a little bit away now, easing themselves out a nice safe gap.
So here they come into this big BMX Pro line. It's the Italian out front then. Giacomo Fantoni having a good run in this one. A few different lines on the bottom. He's made a mistake coming into the rock section.
Yeah, he's gone wide there, and this is where I think we'll see all night Luke coming back through the full suspension bike. It'll go around these flat loose turns well. He may lose out on the gate, and it may be a gamble, but certainly for this one, he's through and he's on to the next round.
So Cryer, Bondor go through from that one.
Yeah, we can see again there, Luke got squeezed out. He had that inside gate and the advantage to the first turn, but he was a little slow. And Bondor came straight across on him and took the advantage. But then right at the bottom, he hit the loose and drifted out wide, and Luke was straight there to make the pass.
So there's the two going through to the next heat. The third round of 8 then. First round here. The four cross World Championships. Beckman, Waldberger, Oster, Duncan, Ferris in this one. Remember the number 4, the Felix Beckman from Sweden, is the fastest with the pick of the gate. So out they go, down this start straight. Oh, a bit of contact already, but it's the Swede out front.
Yeah, Ferris did well there. He came from gate 4 right across and into second place. That was great riding by him.
Here they come now down towards the big pro section. Beckman out front.
Duncan jumping wide there, take that line and get out of the loose.
So it's Ferris and Beckman at the moment looking like your qualifiers. Taking any chances around that last turn, Will?
They are, yeah, for sure. It's very loose tonight, but when you're in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are close like that, you really have to make the move and hold that inside line.
Like Ferris has made his move, he's going to cut through.
So it's Beckman going through with Ferris.
Yeah, as we can see here, Duncan Ferris straight from gate 4. Real good gate. Squeezes out number 13 there. Beckman in the lead. Ferris following through, jumps out wide, transfers across here. A nice line around this berm to carry his speed. And those two guys will be advancing.
So heat 4 now on the line. Blake Carney, Gustor, Dodella, Mitya, Ergaver, Milani. It's Blake Carney then on the inside with the number 5 plate on the front of his bike.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Here we go then.
Good start there from Carney.
Blake Carney out front from the USA. Oh, carnage here nearly in that turn. Everyone's staying upright.
Yeah, Dodella's back wheel sliding out there in the turn. It's put a big gap in. It's going to be hard to close back down on those leaders now as Carney pulls away.
Ergaver in second place as they go through the big pro line. And it's looking like these two are coming. Oh, we've got a crash there. So the Russian rider from the Russian Federation goes down. But it's Carr out front, yeah, Blake Carney from the USA at front at the moment.
Ergaver takes the second spot. Unfortunately, it's the end of the night for the Italian, Milani.
Slovenian looks pretty happy with that, Will.
Yeah, he would. That was a good ride for him there. Qualifying in 22nd, it looked like being a tough night, but took a little look and rode well, and he goes through.
Perfect, great, good stuff.
Well done, USA and Slovenia. Going through to the next round, Carney and Dada. Blake Carney, Mitya, Ergaver.
So, Blake Carney going through. Slavic would be the man to watch in this. The number 2 qualifier on the inside.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Slavic straight into the lead there. As you can see, qualifying, really important, that inside lane working well for these fastest qualifiers. And the rest left in the loose and the dust, trying to make moves. It's not easy on this track. As the racing gets tighter towards the semis, we're going to see some fireworks for sure.
So, Slavik out front, the Austrian. No one close to him at the moment. Looks like he's got this one wrapped up.
Yeah, hands looking really smooth and quick here. Obviously, we've not seen the best of Thomas Slavik. He got an easy ride down, but certainly that was a strong ride there from Hans.
So Slavik and Flisar from Slovenia go through. Fastest two qualifiers actually in that heat as well. Two qualifiers then going through to the quarters. Heat 6 of 8.
We've got Nobles and Godey. That's two top BMX guys in this race. It'll be interesting to see how they got on.
Scherer from Germany, Berg, Gitz from Slovenia on the outside. Watch the inside two gates for this one though. So Barry Nobles looks like he's going to be into that first turn. First and out of it, more importantly first.
Yeah, big gap there, really smooth and quick. That BMX pedigree really showed out the gate and down the first straight there. He's gone.
So the German now up to second place. Scherer. So Godey in third for France. He has got work to do. Here he comes through the pro section. Godey goes wide, and he's going to go around the outside. No, he's not. Did he take his goggles off there mid-turn? That's what it looked like to me.
Came away. He still has his goggles on, but something flew off then.
So the German now back to third place. Godey, a bit of a scare for the 10th fastest qualifier.
Yeah, messy moment there. He's going to have to watch that. It seems the first ride is getting away clean, and it leaves everybody else really scrapping for that second spot.
So Nobles and Godey go through.
Yeah, I think Nobles there showed that there's more to come from him. That 7th place qualifying, I think, was hampered by casing the double on the pro section in his run, and that certainly showed a slower time than he's capable of, so could well be a danger man for us tonight.
Barry Nobles, you're going to be in a good mood as well. I think he proposed to his girlfriend, Caroline Buchanan, we're going to see coming up in the women's race. And she said yes.
I believe she did, yeah. 2 days ago, so fiancé.
Heat 7 then on the line.
First showing then for British rider Scott Beaumont, a legend that's been around longer than most here, 5 years older than the rest, but don't be deceived, that is all experience.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Beaumont, 38 years old and still a contender on the inside there, third fastest qualifier.
Controlling the race well in the first turn there, a little bit out of shape, back in control.
So the German slips back a spot. Rider from the Czech Republic now up to third.
Gola following Beaumont through the pro section, transferring across to get that smooth
Here comes
line.
Penk up the inside. Penk makes it move, work then as well. So
He's
Penk now
well.
in the second qualifying position. Beaumont neatly down through the rocks.
Gola now making his move though, pulling straight through, went wide on the berm before the rock garden and took his move really fast down through there and takes the second spot away.
So Beaumont and Gola go through, a Brit and a German.
Yeah, Penk caught napping there.
Quite a lot of passing opportunities on this track, Will.
There is, yeah, it's looking like an outside. Now, sometimes when it's loose, it leaves the riders following one line, but at the moment it looks like it's really opening up to be some great racing for us.
Big transfer out of that pro line.
So many lines around this berm now. You have to ride tight to protect your line, and the other guys have the opportunity to go wide and cut back in on you. So, yeah, and then again on the same on that turn into the rock garden. Two crucial parts of this track.
So the final, 8th final. On the inside for France, Andre Sylvain. Benedict last, next to him in lane 2. Giovanni Pizzoni. And on the outside, from Slovenia, Stupa. So keep an eye on the inside lane. Andre Sylvain, one of the world's top BMX riders. And it's Sylvain out front. He's podiumed in BMX World Cup races. Actually had to miss the Olympics with an injury.
Benedict last right behind him, following closely. Pizzoni trying there to come inside, but a little too late. He's going again on the inside here. This could be close, not quite close enough to make the move. He's now on the outside, and it's looking very much like the two fastest qualifiers will be going 1 and 2 into the next heat.
Andre across the line first. Last comes second from Germany. And the Italian and the Slovenian have to call it a night. Let's have a look at this replay, Will.
Yeah, Pizzoni there was trying to move. We've seen work a couple of times. He tried to go inside and then cut back, but it was too late. He then tries again into that next turn, but he's just a little bit too far behind to make it work. There we see the two guys going through the next round.
Okay, we're going to go across to the women now in the quarterfinals for the women. And there you can see the #1 plate of Annika Beerten, 3 times a world champion. Ignore that graphic, it's the wrong way round. As you can see for yourselves, Kharkov on the outside, the only one that's right there is Fruworth in the middle.
So we'll just have three riders in this gate. There's 13 girls gone through in the quarterfinal. 2 of these heats will have 3 riders. Still the first 2 advancing. They're ready to go.
Okay, go.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
So watch out for Annika Beerten, the reigning world champion. And she's a long way ahead going into turn 1.
Yeah, looking really good. Smooth around that turn. Got herself a little bit of space already. Notice also riding a full suspension bike, which should be really good on these loose turns, just helping with the grip, helping with the control.
Didn't seem to slow her down as she came out the start hut bit and sends it big over these huge doubles.
Taking both the pro line doubles with ease there, looking great.
Fruworth goes with her.
Annika, of course, racing enduro, downhill, you name it, a multidiscipline rider, and that shows, I think, the skill here.
Absolutely. Fruworth, it's a long way down here. Looks like she's tiring towards the bottom. No problem though for second place.
Annika Beerten takes that one easily through it, taking second place, and those 2 girls advancing.
Few different line down through those rocks. Both those riders coming right next to the blue post there. Once they've got over those first couple of big rocks, it looks like a nice straightforward line out of there.
Yeah, and then just one double to transfer out to the turn, so you can expect riders to take that as the easy option, but obviously if they have to protect a line, they may have to come across to the inside of that last turn there, so we'll see 2 or 3 different lines, I think, through that towards the end of the night. Great track we've got here in Val di Sole. It's developed over a few years now, and it's always given us some great racing.
Quarter final number 2. Ogden, Meyer, Escott and Bob. Ogden, again, fastest qualifier in this one. Silver medalist last year on this track in.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
So, here we go. And it's Ogden with the start on the inside as well. Is it possible to get into the lead out from the second or third lane to get the whole shot?
It is possible, yeah, but we're talking about the slower qualifying riders trying to do it, which is difficult.
Yeah.
As we get through to the semi-finals and the times are closer together that these guys will be doing, then we'll see them all come in, I think, maybe from gate 2 or gate 3 to come across, rather than getting squashed out from 1. It depends on the confidence of the rider. Generally, you would expect them to take gate 1. But as we can see, this is a loose track, so mind games might come into it tonight.
Ogden leading this one at the moment. Germany in second place. With number 5,
Franziska Meyer, second place here. Big gap now. These 2 riders safe, rolling through.
These riders, none of them went through that pro section. Is that going to cost them as it goes later on?
That is going to cost these riders as they go through. Obviously, the likes of Annika Beerten, we'd expect to see Caroline Buchanan and Lebunkova. Those girls are definitely going to be taking the pro line, and they're going to be racing that pro line, not just jumping it. So that is going to be a big advantage if some of the other girls aren't making those doubles.
Oh, well, it was a pretty shaky start from Meyer down that first straight.
I'd expect to see all the girls in this final doing that jump, though.
So, here we go, third quarter-final. Romana Lebunkova in this one. Brett Howard and Marcelini. Lebunkova. Bronze medal she's had here in 2008 and in 2012. World silver medalist in 2012.
Great start, as you can see, from Lebunkova, straight into the lead.
Lebunkova a top BMXer as well, so
yeah,
gate shouldn't be any problem for her, Will.
No, not at all. She was actually expected to go to the Olympics, but for some issues with the federation, she didn't go in the end. I don't know exactly the details on that, but clearly a highly skilled rider. As we can see, she transfers across to the double, so there's definitely going to be some great racing in the girls' women's race. My apologies towards the end there.
So the second place is the number 10, Brett Hauer. Coming under real pressure now from the Italian Marcelini.
Yeah,
so
she's inside. It's going to be a sprint for the line here.
Oh, here we go. I think the Italian got it, I think. Yes, she did. Marcelini there. Giving this crowd here something to cheer about.
Yeah, carried better speed around that last loose turn. Pedal strong to the line. The home crowd certainly cheering her in then and helping take her through. But as we can see, Lebunkova here, way out front, looking really good. As we can see, this close up now, though, I think we'll just notice a back wheel step out. That turn is loose as they come to the end of it, so they have to be careful about when they put the power down.
Everything's dusty here, Will, isn't it? The downhill track, this track, we've had no rain here. It is the Valley of the Sun, I suppose. Yeah,
exactly. I guess we should expect it. Although the first 2 times I came here, I think it rained quite a bit, but still such a beautiful place.
And here's the sprint for the finish in heat number 3.
I think this dusty loose track is going to make some great racing there, I really do. Otherwise, it can be quite a procession.
going to get up to the semis. Remember, we've got the quarterfinal men after this. Then it'll be the semis, which is where things probably start to really rev up.
That's right, yeah. We look back at the qualifying times, we can see tenths and hundredths per second between these guys now, so barely anything splitting them besides the gate and the first straight.
Well, in this heat, on the inside, Caroline Buchanan. Also, the same as Annika Bitt, a 3-time 4-cross world champion. Pastrinik in lane 2. Romzikina from Russia there on the outside. 3 only in this heat, so only one of these women will be disappointed.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
So it's Caroline Buchanan out to the front. Unlucky at the Olympics actually to go out in the semi-finals there. I know she'd hoping to do a lot more than that. Kicking up some serious dust around those turns. League of her own in this one, Buchanan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Twice a BMX world champion. 2012, the time trial world champ. 2013, the world champ of BMX from the racing. Showing over those big jumps. She's got quite a lead there, Will.
Yeah, for sure. She's lucky. I think she'll come into it more and more as the night goes on. Obviously, she's been focused on that Olympics, and she's probably been on that BMX bike day and night.
For the last day and night for the last 4 years.
For the last 4 years, exactly. So how much time she's spent on this 4-cross bike, I don't know, but I would expect the more racing she gets through tonight, that the faster and the harder to beat she's going to be.
Buchanan, Pastrinik through for Australia and Slovenia.
Yeah, that great close-up shot there, we can see just how loose this track is. And rough too, you can see that berm there, the track's starting to break away, so it's really important to find the smoothest line to carry your speed through those turns. And that's easy to do when you've got a clear track and nobody in your way, but when you've got guys and girls bumping off each other, then that's certainly going to get messy.
Okay, quarterfinals men. This is the first quarterfinal. Jan Sub there, Nick closest to us. Number 1 qualified rider, Thomas Slavik on the inside. Bondor next to him. Luke Cryer on the out in lane 3. Slavik, 2 times a world champion. The 4-cross Pro Tour winner in 2013 and 2014.
Luke Cryer, we can see, would have had the option to go for gate 2, but has chosen gate 3. So that could be interesting. He's obviously realised his gate isn't the strength, so he doesn't want to get closed in. He's left himself space to make a move on that first turn and probably cut back underneath the Romanian there, Bondor. These guys have just been called back now. You might have a short wait. But yeah, as I said before, I think we're gonna see a little bit more of this as the night goes on. The track's getting looser. The guys are all at similar speeds. They know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Luke's got that full suspension bike. He knew his start wasn't going to be the best. There was no point in him getting trapped between the Romanian and Slavik there, so he's chosen to sit outside them.
Well, there's the Hart family. Danny in the middle there. Funnily enough, it's Danny, the old fella to the right, won't be throwing himself down the mountain at breakneck speed on Sunday. That's his dad, Paul. And is he the favourite for Sunday? Won the last 3 World Cups in a row.
I think 3 World Cups on the trot has to certainly put him right up there.
It's going to be an interesting, a fascinating battle here in a couple of days' time. So these riders called now back to the gate. keep an eye on Thomas Slavik. Czech Republic on the inside. It's Slavik who's going to, I think, emerge from turn one in the lead.
You can see Cryer there, though. It worked well, exactly what we thought might happen. He took the outside line, stayed out of trouble, and then cut back through. He's got himself that second spot.
Cryer was the silver medalist here at the World Championships a year ago. He'd like to go one better tonight.
He's now got to watch himself. He's got to protect, because there's every chance the guys will go wide and cut back inside, but at the moment they're just not close enough to do anything about it. He's got to keep on the power now, though.
Over the back, trying to cut up the inside, didn't work for him. Slavik has a look over his shoulder. Cryer and a little bit of pressure here, but I'm sure he's got to sprint him to the line. So it's Cryer and Slavik that go through.
Yeah, it seems that all the riders favouring that left-hand line down the rock section. As you can see it, Luke holds back and then he cuts back through to the inside. Comes up underneath the Romanian, gets into second place and rides through. Really nice ride in that for a young rider, 20-year-old there, showing great experience.
If he gets a good gate in the final, if he gets to the final, it's going to be challenging for the gold tonight, I think. Little way to go, yeah. This is the quarterfinals for the 2016 UCI Mountain Bike Controls World Championships 4-cross from Val di Sole in Italy. And those two are going through to the semis. Jan Svab, Bogdan Bondor are not. Back to the top. Blake Carney, Waldberger, Ergaver, Ferris on the outside from the UK.
Ferris with some work to do now from this outside gate.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
So, Carney up the inside, and big crash in at turn one there. Whose fault was that, Will?
Duncan came across quite strongly, but both the riders ended up leaning on each other, which means they lost grip as they needed to be turning into the corner. Unfortunately, when you lose speed and you lose grip, and that's it, it's all over. These two guys are riding away with this.
No second chance in 4-cross, that's for sure.
You can't afford to battle for third place like they were a little bit then, but coming out of gate 4, it's pretty much all Duncan could hope to go for.
Carney and Ergaver are going to go through from this one then. That's a bit of a shame there for the young Brit.
Yeah, it was a shame for Duncan there. He went for about all he could try. He came across well, but he just got to the corner level with the other rider. They came together, lost grip, and down they went. So that was the end of their night, unfortunately. No time to regain and get back in the race. You see it again. Great gate there from Duncan. Straight across. So then as they link arms and both riders go down there. They race to get back up and set off again, but by then it's all over. You never know what's happening ahead. You've got to keep trying and not quit till the line, but they certainly made hard work of it for themselves there.
Anna Slavik in this one. Second fastest qualifier on the inside. Barry Noble's next to him. Damien Gaudet in lane 3. This is a big heat.
This is a big race. It's be interesting to see what happens here. Gaudet with the speed out the gate, but then didn't hold the inside line, and he's lost a little bit of pace there. He's still managed to hold on to second place. Nobles with work to do now.
So Noble's in third at the moment. What can the American do? He's starting to look up the inside. Wow, that was some ride. That was, Will.
That was incredible. there's not many people can hold a line like that on the inside of the turn. I'd say just about pretty Steve Pete and him.
Yeah, you're right.
To hold a flat turn and keep pedaling like that, that was fantastic riding.
So the BMXs are battling. It's Barry Noble to come out on top. That's the move of the night so far.
That just shows you what was possible. That looked like a really risky move there to try and go on the inside. There was an opportunity he might have slid. He would have lost his pace, but he held his line, he held the grip and powered out of that turn and took second place away. The riders, I think, know what can happen in that first turn. They're a little bit nervy. But once they got through that and settled down, there's some great racing there. Noble's there, cuts through to the inside. Takes that second place back. That was great.
Incredible ride there from Barry Nobles.
Nice work, you guys. Well done. We'll see you in the next round.
Last one now then, the last quarter final. Scott Beaumont on the inside, last in lane 2. Andre in lane 3.
Okay, guys.
On the outside, it's Gula.
Okay, riders, let them start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
So Scott Beaumont really should have had the line into turn 1. He's going to come out of it, perhaps in the lead. The Frenchman makes a mistake on the exit. Now the German's through. The German goes down as well at the back there.
Scott did well to stay out of trouble. He didn't get a great start, and he realised there was no point forward.
Oh! Good crash there into the spectators, or into the marshals there on the infield.
These first two now can just calm things down. That was a hectic couple of turns in this heat. Scott did well to stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
He could see there was no point forcing it in that first turn.
Certainly did do well there. So it's the number 11 now coming down to take the win in this one. Benedict last.
A huge crash in the middle of the rock garden there.
So it's still waiting for go there. There's the Frenchman. Tyres off the rim. Probably what caused the crash.
Yeah, we see again this first turn. Andre coming round the outside there. Scott realising he's in a little bit of trouble. He cut back, went wide. The two Germans have come through and taken the lead, but Scott's just staying out of trouble right round the outside there. Managed to pedal back through to second place. And we see again there that crash as he turns in tight, the rear tyre pulls off the rim, and that's the end of his night.
Last of Beaumont through to the semi-finals. We now go across to the women's semi-finals. So a little delay while they fix the start gate here. Val di Sole, Italy.
Heat will go through to the next round. You've got no chance to make any mistakes here.
So we'll be seeing fastest qualifier Annika Burton in this race. They're ready to go now and in the gate.
Annika Burton on the inside. 3-time 4-cross world champion. Next to her, Lucia Odgen. Meyer in gate 3. Fruworth on the outside. Annika Burton, a woman who seems to be able to turn her hand to almost any off-road mountain bike discipline. Long hold on the gate, let's hope there's not a problem.
Yeah, I can see Firth there. You could, when you were close up, you could just see her arms shaking. You just held in tension like that for a long time. It's not great when you sat on the gate like that.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
So Fruworth on the outside gets a good start. Big crash before we even get to turn one. But it looked like Anna Kabitten would come out of it in the lead. Yes, it is. So from the Netherlands, Anna Kabitten out front. There's a real race on for the second qualifying position. Remember, this is to go through to the final.
It looks like Mayer's got the upper hand at the moment.
Oh, my word!
Fruworth goes for the double. Fruworth goes for the pro line then. Case is pretty hard on that second double and goes down.
We need a lawyer on the line for a case like that. That was one of the worst I've ever seen. So Bennett comes through. Going to take this with ease. Bennett through to the final.
We lost the rider straight by straight there. That was another messy race.
German Meyer going through as well.
Yeah, Oychen there going down the second drop into the first turn. And Firth just going for what she could. Here we see it again. Oychen staying straight. She actually cut back wide. And she's out lost balance, leaning on the other rider, and she's completely out of shape going off that drop and out of control. Good to see her, she's back up from that. And then the Case is the first double and then double.
Oh
yeah,
my
just
word.
lands completely on the top, gets double bounced down into the hole.
Brave to go for it, really.
It was pretty much all she had left, I think, there, or maybe she could have waited for the turn, but brave of her to go for that. Not knowing whether she was going to make it or not, but unfortunately it's not worked out for her tonight.
Semi-final number 2. Lubunkova, Buchanan, Krasnik and Marcellini from Italia on the outside.
So 2 of the favourites we're seeing here now together in Lubunkova and Buchanan. This could be an interesting one.
Definitely, this could be like a little mini final. You get Anna Kabitten in there, it would be perhaps. So semi-final number 2 is underway. Look at the difference in the gate from the inside 2 lanes.
Yeah, Caroline just having to be patient there and wait.
Well, she'll use her
the
head.
smart thing.
Oh, massive crash at the back. That was huge. I hope they get up from that okay. Nasty looking accident.
You might see Buchanan going for the inside here. No, she's seen that the other riders are down. She's happy just to follow the Lubunkova.
Yep, no need to stress on this one. They're going through to the final. And gate positions, will they stay from qualifying all night long, don't they? They don't change with the race.
No, the number on their board, the lowest numbers as they come to the gate will get the first pick.
So no real benefit to tie yourself out in this one. Lubunkova and Buchanan go through as expected. The soon-to-be Mrs. Nobles. Can she make it 4 cross world titles? I shouldn't say soon-to-be. I have no idea when the wedding is.
So Rastrink and Massolini, we're going to see here exactly what happened. Looks like Rastrink was on the outside there and tried to come back through, took the wheels out from underneath. Marcellini, which was just ended up with both of them on the floor. These two favourites for the final, cruising through. And in following there, just maybe Caroline's learnt a few things about where Romana's riding on the track that may be useful.
Yeah, very good point. And these riders still being attended to. It was a heavy looking accident, so I hope she's okay.
It looks like Slovenia and Monica Rasting still down the floor, getting medical attention. I think that's one of the things that's going to bring out the great racing. That there's no advantage to bumping and bouncing off the other riders when it's loose like this. You need to be smart and ride good lines, cut back, because you've got to carry your speed. You can't afford to lose speed, and you can't afford to lose grip by bouncing off other riders. So I think that's what's going to, as we come into the semi-finals now, and these riders are really close together, they're not going to be looking to bounce off each other, although it is going to happen.
Yeah,
they are going to be hoping to carry speed and try and be smart.
And difficult to gauge how hard to push in the turns as well, I should imagine, when it's so loose and dusty like this.
Yeah, certainly a very nervous first turn for these guys.
It's Thomas Slavic over there, the number one.
No stranger
rider.
No stranger to coming out of gate one and looking after his line, Thomas Slavic.
So Slavic, a 2-times world champion behind Michael Prokop, 3-times 4-cross world champion, and the unstoppable Brian Lopes as well there. He was a 3-times world champion also in 4-cross.
So we just have a hold now while the doctors are looking after Monica. Hopefully that's nothing too serious.
So, of course, the best medical attention is on site, and we'll bring you any news as soon as we can on the fallen rider. So about to go to the semi-finals for the men here at the 2016 UCI 4-cross World Championships, Val di Sole in Italy. Slavic on the inside, Carney next to him, Cryer in lane 3, and Ergaver with the number 21 on the front of his bike. First of our 2 semi-finals. Again, a long hold on the gate wheel.
Yeah, I think marshals are just making sure the course is clear. Here we go.
Riders ready, left the gate.
So watch out for Blake Carney, but it's Slavic with a whole shot again. Oh, a good start from the Brit from lane 3 there.
He's just got squeezed out towards the end of the turn, so he's got work to do.
Remember, top 2 are going to make the final and have a shout at the medals here tonight.
Bub stuck back there in 4th place.
Slavic over the pro line. Carney goes with him.
Cryer looking to go to the inside now.
Oh, it's
A
Look at
good
him rubbing
move.
bars, and he's made it happen.
He's made it work. He's now got to protect his inside.
No, he goes wide. Can't out the inside.
He should carry good speed down this rock section now.
Woo!
As Carney gets all out of shape.
Wow, look at that.
That was some great racing.
Cryer making it happen down through the rocks. I think that was a line he might not have taken in practice.
I think that was all 3 lines.
Well, Carney goes out, Blake Carney.
Slavic there, though, looking dominant in that race. Carney riding smooth there, but Cryer saw his opportunity. Pulls through, then he looks back. He looked to go, and then he saw Carney going wide. Carney cut back. All he could do, it looked like he unclipped going into that turn. Both were off balance as they hit the rocks. And it got very messy, but Cryer made the best of that. He's got his place in the final.
Talking there with David Vasquez from the UCI. What's going on, Will? Is it for coming out of the lane early, perhaps, at the start? I don't know. We'll find. Well, let's see.
That shouldn't be an issue now. It's possibly a yellow card for Luke for that move, but I think that's a little strong. I think it was reasonable on a loose track like this. He didn't take the guys. He pushed for the line. He didn't really take him out of the way.
Well, those two are through at the final. That's all that matters.
Yeah, we want to see some clean racing, and I think that was hard but fair.
Slavic, the other Slavic. Hannes from Austria. Beaumont on the number 3 bike. Nobles, number 7. And last on the 11.
Okay.
What can Nobles do from 3 here?
One of the world's best BMXers. He should have a good start on him. So Barry Nobles does make it happen. He gets ahead of Scott Beaumont. Beaumont cuts back to the inside in the white and red top there. But ends up at the back, so the Brit now with some serious work to do.
He lost the spot. He was trying to protect and lost his spot into 3rd. Nobles looking strong in 2nd. Hans Slavic leading this one out.
No relation to Thomas, we must add, of course, from different nations. So Beaumont's not going to make it through this one. Last in 3rd place at the moment. He's got it all to
Beaumont
do.
coming down the rocks with a last-minute push.
Wow, at the inside for Beaumont. He almost made it happen. He might do yet. It's going to be all-out sprint for the line. It's the American who comes across. Wow, what some great racing there.
Beaumont's always had the flat straight after the pro section. He's always had a strong straight. We lost touch of him there on our screens, but he was powering straight down the outside, around the outside and down the rocks. He didn't give in on that one. He gave it all he could. Unfortunately, it's not quite worked out for him. Hans Slavic takes the win there. Nobles in 2nd. They'll both be advancing to the final. Scott got back inside there, and Nobles just strong on the outside of that turn. All the riders dabbing there, coming unclipped. You see there, last starting to pedal and losing grip, the back wheel losing traction, stepping out.
Well, some great racing in that heat. So the next race we'll see will be the small final for the women. It's the 2 losers from the semi-finals, and it sorts out positions 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th here on the night. No medals at stake in this one. Great atmosphere here in Val di Sole. We're waiting for the women for the small final to get onto the gate. Still no one on the start there, so there seems to be a course hold. Oh, here they come.
Yeah, those riders now will be stalling. They'll want as long a break as they can get to make sure the legs are fresh. As you can see, those girls coming back up to the top.
We're waiting now for the ladies' small final. Remember, Kuwait and Oichen going down big time on their semi-final. We're not sure what their starters is going to be like in the small final.
Okay, we're going to bring them out one by one this time. It's going to be a good small final. The final is going to be even more incredible, wouldn't it?
Certainly your top three in the ladies this evening from the Czech Republic, Romana Lubakova, Annika Beerten from the Netherlands, so clinical and looking incredibly.
So we're just waiting for the riders to be called to the gate here.
World Championship title here in the elite women's four cross. And then of course
there'll only be three in this race after Monika Krasnik from Slovenia went down hard. If we get any news on her condition, we will let you know. So two actually, it seems. Well, this is going to be a good small final. Let's see if a third rider will join them.
See Marcellini's in the gate.
Okay, well, the third rider that should have been up there hasn't made it, so it's only going to be a two-rider small final for fifth and sixth, this one. Lucia Odgen. Silver medalist here last year, Lucia Odgen, so she's not going to repeat that. And next to her, the Italian, Marcellini.
She's going to want to put a good show on for this crowd now. Let's see if the home crowd can spur her on to something special here.
Long low hold again, the fourth and seventh qualifiers. Here we go. Odgen on the inside. Marcellini in the blue. And it's going to be Odgen, I think he's going to get the hold shot.
Odgen strong on the gate. Marcellini cutting back inside here though. Will it be enough? She's just holding, she's on the pedals, so she has the advantage. Odgen has to unclip.
So the Italian out front now. Can Odgen fight back in this one?
Unclips again there, Odgen, so untidy. Both riders going down the small side of this straight here. Taking the tabletops.
Taking that huge pro line.
Odgen wide here though. Can she carry speed from that and come back?
She might make a move here at the inside then to Marcellini. Has she left the door wide open? She has.
She has.
Odgen, well, it come to a standstill. And the Marcellini goes down.
Odgen really struggling here though. If Marcellini's quick. No. It's not going to happen.
Odgen comes out on top. She's going to get fifth place then in this year's World Championships.
Odgen did well there. She carried the speed from that large berm straight to the inside of the next turn. Both riders arrived there quite slow. And on the loose ground, when they touched, they both went down. Odgen making the best of that, taking the win in the small final.
So,
here we see where
Odgen, the Italian, leaving that door wide open, really.
Yeah, And to take the move like that was one thing, but then she was unclipped, so she couldn't pedal. So both riders had very little speed going into the rocks. Got all out of shape.
Marcellini goes down.
Yeah, Marcellini goes down. Ochin just manages to stay on, which...
To the disgust of the assembled Italian crowd, I think, Will.
Yeah, disappointment, disgust, fury.
So it'll be the women's final proper coming up next.
And this promises to be a great race.
Oh well, they're both smiling at the bottom. That's good news.
Both in one piece.
So the women's final coming up shortly now. 2 3-time four-cross world champions in this. There's one of them, Annika Beerten. The defending world champion in four-cross.
These first 2 turns now, all important for these riders.
Labunkova, 2 bronze medals and a silver world's medal. She needs the gold.
Buchanan probably looking to put things right. I'm sure she'd like to take a mountain bike world title.
Her 4th four-cross title it'll be. Put the disappointment of the Olympic BMX behind her. And on the outside is Franziska Meyer from Germany. The race for gold is on. Here we go. Finals, four-cross. Another long hold on this gate.
Yeah,
not doing the riders any favours whatsoever. In a World Championship final, come on.
Yeah, that's hard. You've just got to relax, you stay composed and stay focused. If you tense up here, you will not get out of that gate fast. All the girls ready to go now.
Here we go.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, blast the gate.
Well, watch Buchanan from lane 3 in the white.
Beerten
makes a bad start. So, out front it's Labunkova. In the white behind her, Caroline Buchanan.
Beerten with work to do. Beerten and Labunkova both down there. Buchanan sailing away with this now.
Well, that's surprising then. This women's final spoiled in the first turn. But it's Caroline Buchanan now, sending this big pro section. Look at her 4th four-cross world championship title.
Beerten coming back now though, hoping to get that 2nd place, jumping both those despite the crash.
That'll be the greatest comeback since Lazarus.
Still fighting back on Meyer, but she's got a lot to do. She has that full suspension bike. She's got to really rattle through these rocks now.
She's running out of time, Annika Beerten. It's Buchanan out front. Meyer in 2nd place under real pressure from Annika Beerten. That's Beerten going to carry any speed around that turn. Buchanan takes gold in Val di Sole. And I think Meyer held on a 2nd. We'll find out. And Buchanan, Meyer comes in 2nd place. Beerten with the bronze. Meyer with the silver. Labunkova goes home empty-handed, but it's all about Caroline Buchanan.
And I think
4th gold.
That's fantastic riding there. I think it showed, as we said, those first 2 turns were going to be crucial. And it just showed it. Get out of shape, you're bouncing off other riders. It's hard to keep the grip and carry your speed. See again. Annika there with not a great start, but she held the inside. Tried to force her line. Caroline Buchanan wide, but as we see, the back wheel there, well, she slips both the pedals there, Labunkova. Loses grip and goes down. Beerten nowhere to go.
No.
Nowhere to go. Caroline Buchanan rides away with this one.
How did
the rainbow jersey.
How did Annika Beerten get up from that?
Yeah,
Come back to challenge for the silver.
Yeah, she got straight up from that and in that berm and straight back to the pro line. Gave it everything she could.
So
as we see there, both of those dropping off the bridge. Just blocked. Half a bike length there, maybe a little more between them. But Caroline Buchanan, your world champion, 2016.
6 times the UCI world champion now. 2 BMX, 4 in 4 cross. Here she is.
Caroline, congratulations. What a rider. Did you see the crash at the start of the race?
Yeah, I knew it was going to be tight coming into that first corner. I came out of lane 3, so I really knew that there was going to be that hard battle on the inside from Aniki, the reigning world champion. I managed to get across, and yeah, there was like carnage in the first corner, and I think off the back of the Rio Olympics, like, I was absolutely devastated. I was so nervous to turn up today, and I think, you know, you just got to put those adversities aside and get back on the bike, get back on the horse, as they say, and yeah, just keep going for your, you know, the next goal. And this is really special, you know, my 7th world title. I got engaged this weekend, so yeah, really special weekend for me, and I'm hoping that Barry Nobles, my partner, can do it in the men's. That would be an absolute fairy tale.
For sure. I mean, this must be a very nice end of season for you after, as you said, the disillusion of the Olympics.
Yeah, this has been a really important year for me with the Olympics. Some great World Cup success, a BMX World Time Trial champion. So yeah, to wrap up my 2nd world title for the year on 2 different bikes. It's a massive challenge. I felt so uncomfortable on a mountain bike, but you know, I just proved to myself that even off the back of my Rio devastation, I can have a bit of redemption and come back out here today.
And that's your 4th title. I mean, this is something a bit different. This one is a bit different, definitely very refreshing for you.
This one is really refreshing. You know, as I said, it was a challenge for me to be able to step back up, you know, and bring that confidence after what happened in Rio. But I think, you know, everyone needs to get back up after defeat and give it their best shot.
We see how happy you are, and we appreciate it very much. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Good shot.
So Caroline, well, puts it right the best way she can with a gold medal. Her 7th UCI world title. 2016 time trial BMX world champion, 2012 time trial world champion, 2013 world champion in BMX, and now 4 world championships in mountain bike 4 cross. And like she said, well, impressive to be able to move from a 20-inch bike that, you know, should have spent all the time on that up to those Olympics to switch to a 26.
As we said early in the night, we thought she'd get stronger and stronger, and she certainly did that. She's probably had very little time on that bike. She's probably been on an aeroplane most of the time between that race and this one, so to jump on that bike and ride that way on such a loose track. I mean, the BMX tracks now, technically in a very different way, but to have the loose and bumpy turns like that, I think it would be a very different way of riding for her. But just to pick that bike up and ride like that, certainly the great start put her out of trouble and out of the way, and she took every advantage of that with a great ride. Difficult race there for Annika Burton. She didn't get the start. She did everything right to try and come back through, but then the bunk of her down on the floor, and Annika really nowhere to go.
Well, so some fairly heated discussions going on at the start here. It's Thomas Slavic. We did see something being said to him at the bottom. We don't know what's been going on. If we find out, we'll tell you. But he should be involved in the big final, not the small final.
Yes, he should. So maybe that's what the argument is.
Whether he's been penalised, I'm not sure. For the only thing I can think of was coming out of his start lane early. That's the only thing I could see.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's a thing anymore.
Is it? What are those white lines there for? You don't have to stay until the end of them or not?
No, they stopped doing that. As long as you don't impede the rider next to you on the straight, then that's clear. But someone might have decided up there, the start judge has the best view of that from behind, and he might have decided something was untoward there, but we certainly didn't see anything.
So we got confirmation that he's been given a blue card. Now, your guess is as good as mine at what that means, but we will endeavour to find out. But there is some sort of argument at the top concerning Thomas Slavic, it appears. 2 times already a world champion. So only the small and big finals left now. here in Val di Sole. So while we see, okay, here's a slow-mo of what we think happened. Now,
Yeah,
Slavic does cross lanes earlier, and he probably did impede that rider next to him.
Yeah. Okay, well, we asked if that's still the rule, then it's clear he did cross the line.
That seems to be the root of all the problems, and he's on the line in the small final.
He is on the line in the small final. He's clearly annoyed about that.
Livid. Slavic is livid. So whether what you said about that rule being gone and what we've understood, we're picking at straws here, but
yeah, it's 2 years since I've raced. Yeah.
Slavic has had to accept it, and he lines up now. Instead of going for the gold in the big final, he's going for 5th place in the small final, and he is not a happy man.
Less than happy about that. I mean, the replay shows that he did come across, but it was right at the end of the lines there.
Well,
harsh decision.
Certainly going to be a point of discussion over the next few days.
Can he collect himself now, and does he even want to collect himself to take this 5th spot? Certainly not what he came here to do this weekend.
The goggles are off, and his arms are crossed.
It certainly changes things for the final coming up and opens that race right up.
Your guess is almost as good as ours at the moment for what is happening here.
None of the riders there have the goggles on yet, so it suggests they're not about to come out that start anytime soon.
So, small final will be coming up. But the word in my ear is it's a little confused out there at the moment. No one quite sure what's going on. It's approaching 10 o'clock. The final is coming up shortly. And the commissaires are still discussing what to do, which with Thomas actually on the gate for the small final, I would have thought they'd have made their decision. Otherwise he wouldn't be there.
Yeah, but perhaps he's been called to the gate. It looks like his manager there is putting a case forward for him, and that final decision is still being made. Difficult for all those riders now. Those are the 3 guys on the gate.
No such problems for that lady. World champion for 4-cross. Caroline Buchanan from Australia. And so you can see the footage being looked over and over again. A heated discussion at the top.
Yeah.
If I was Thomas, I'd leave Meow on too.
Yeah, the commissaires not wanting to get this wrong. We're going to see this again. We see this again. He comes out the gate. He is coming out wide, hold his line. He goes over the line there with a bike and a half length.
But he didn't.
Before the end of the white line. But
did he?
I wouldn't say he impeded. No. He came into the other guy, but he certainly didn't impede him.
No, he was half a bike length up on him.
Yeah. Scott Beaumont now with his helmet off. They're just relaxing and waiting for this decision, but it looks like perhaps it's finally been made, and Thomas Slavic is going to ride in the small final here. Clearly reluctant to do so.
So some drama here in Val di Sole.
No commissary is going to want to get this decision wrong, so they're taking time. They're listening to Thomas. Looks like Thomas don't want to guess at this, but maybe put in a bit of a mutiny here.
Yeah.
We've got a big hold.
Well, you know, Worlds only comes around once a year. He's made it, in his opinion, to the final. He's finding himself in a small final. And I certainly can see why he'd be very, very annoyed, because, you know, once he starts in this race, there's no going back. It's over for him to get his what might be his 3rd gold medal tonight. So, see if we can hear what he's saying.
gara. Inquadratura sulla folla straordinaria della Val di Sole che a questo punto sta attendendo in maniera trepidante il grande finale di questo mondiale di motocross.
The other guys we can see just trying to stay calm, trying to stay relaxed. Obviously, Thomas Slavic feels like his night's over. Those guys have still got one more race to go. They want to do their best for themselves and for the country. Thomas wants to do the best by himself, and I think we can appreciate that, but somebody needs to make a decision on this one.
Yeah.
The goggles going on, so...
It looks like Thomas Slavic is being made to go in this small final.
Wow, it'd be interesting to see how Thomas plays this one.
So small final, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Men's 4-cross world championships. Val di Sole, here we go. And it's Slavic on the inside, Scott Beaumont next to him in the white. And Slavic's going to come out turn wide in the lead.
Slavic with a foot down there just to steady his balance, keep the grip. Back away, Scott Beaumont clean in second place here to him. Last and third.
Oh, Slavic goes down. What an evening he's had.
Beaumont gets impeded there. He goes for the first double, but has to come round back to the tabletop. So loses second place to last. He won't give up. He's going to go wide here and pedal all the way around this turn. He's fast down through these rocks. He can pull this back, but he's got to go for it.
He's going.
And he is going for it. Inside takes the double nicely around that turn. Scott Beaumont really shows his class there after that difficult hold. Held his nerve, finished the job off for the night, so taking the win in the small final.
Yeah, that'll give him 5th on the night. What a ride from him, pulling on all his experience, and here's a man who's not going to be happy when he wakes up tomorrow morning. Thomas Slavic. Furious about that decision to put him in the small final, to give him a blue card for crossing lanes. And I think that's a debate that will rage for a few days now.
Yeah, you've got to imagine that the focus wasn't there for Slavic in that race. I mean, talent alone got him to the front of it, but I think then he maybe switched off. Here we go, this is the big one.
This is the one that counts. This is the one for the gold, the silver and the bronze medals here. Hannes Slavic from Austria lines up on the inside, the number 2 qualifier. He might be relieved that Thomas Slavic isn't in this one, the number 1 qualifier. Next to him, Barry Nobles from the USA. Luke Cryer. And Gaver on the outside.
These boys will be keen to get straight on with this now. Those other guys were held on the gate, but these boys were sat behind just waiting for this big final. So here we go.
So straight into it, here we go. World Championship 4-cross finals are underway.
Great start from Nobles there, but he's in 2 and he's got to wait his time. His wheel gets caught the wrong side there of Slavic. Slavic holds the lead. Cryer's coming through on the inside though now. Can he make that work? He has, he makes it work and he moves into second.
So at the back, Gaver struggling. At the front though, it's the number 2, Slavic out front. Oh, Nobles making a move on the inside. Didn't happen for him. Cryer in the bronze medal position at the moment. And it's going to be carnage in this last turn. Nobles wants that goal. Nobles goes down.
All 3 riders go down.
Oh my
and
word.
Gaver looks like taking this one.
Gaver is going to be gifted the gold medal here in Italy. Unbelievable. So the Slovenian is going to get the gold medal. He's your world champion.
Incredible. Everyone there tightened up going down that last straight, worried, holding their line, trying to get the safe line around that turn.
Hannes Slavic with a silver. Luke Cryer with a bronze. But it's this man who takes the gold.
Well, incredible end to that race. None of us saw that one coming.
Barry Noble certainly went for it in that second to last turn. It didn't pay off, but that is racing.
Yeah, it was a brave move. one that it's easy to say sat here was probably not the best one. He lost all his speed when he did that. Cryer came around the outside and it gave Ergaver the opportunity to catch back up on everybody. There maybe was a little bit of luck there for Ergaver, or maybe a lot, but at the end of the day, you have to be in it to win it, and he was in it, and he crossed the line first, and he is the world champion. Fantastic.
What a final we've had here.
And absolutely devastated Hans Slavik there. Everything just went away from him in that second to last turn, the top of the rock garden. We've seen a lot of action around there tonight. Hopefully we'll see that again and we can make some more sense of it.
Yeah.
But the outcome was this man is the world champion. Here we go. Again, a great start for Slavik. Holds the line and takes the lead. As we see Cryer now, turns back inside. Nobles and Cryer together going down this straight. Nobles with much smoother run into that turn, but then goes for it, goes to the inside, loses his speed. Cryer comes back around the outside, and all of them arrive at the same time at the top of this.
Look at this.
Rock garden.
Close final, wasn't it, Will?
Yeah, we see there, Nobles got the wrong side of the tape, went straight on. It looks like Slavik caught a rock. Cryer's stuck behind Nobles. Through goes Ergaver.
And Slovenia take the gold. Let's go down and have a chat to him.
Mitja, congratulations. That's just insane. Tell us about that race.
I don't know. I don't know. It's never... I don't find words to describe the feeling. I don't know. Just fight till the end and that's it. I don't know.
You were quite lucky. We've seen a lot of crashes. How did you get out of that?
I knew I was slow on the start gate, and maybe I was counting a bit on lag, but that's world champs, you know. I don't know.
What was your mental? What was the spirit at the gate at the start?
When I get to the semi-final, I was quite relaxed. I did my best, but didn't make it through, and then with Slavik on the start gate, I didn't know what was happening, and then they called me on the final gate and just do hope for the best.
That's just crazy. We've seen you celebrating with your team, with your mates, and how are you going to celebrate later after the podium?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm not a party guy, but maybe today.
Thank you very much. A very good shot, Grant. Congratulations.
I think he's going to have to enjoy that win. Well, it's not every day you win a 4-cross world championship.
No, I mean, 10 minutes before that, he thought he was going to be going into the small final. He found himself in the big final, and then 40 seconds later, he found himself with a world title. That's quite an afternoon.
Well, what a 4-cross world championships we've had. Let's have a look back at this evening's proceedings. racing, Will.
Yeah, it had all the excitement we thought it would. The loose track, this exciting track we've seen so many good races on before, didn't disappoint tonight. And just looking there at 20-year-old Luke Cryer, two medals in 2 years in the World Championships. It's been a lot of years of four-cross racing. British riders haven't had a medal, and for him to get two in 2 years, certainly a show of things to come as he gets a little bit more experience, a little bit more maturity. Maybe we'll see a gold from him in the next couple of years. It'd be great to see. Gave her there. Maybe to some extent people will feel gifted a place in that final, but certainly made the best of it.
He did.
Maybe buy a lottery ticket this week.
I think he might have to buy Thomas Slavic a beer.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just going to wait now for the awards, the trophies to be handed out, the medals to be handed out, I should say. Who's your money on for the downhill on Sunday, Will?
I'm going to go Brit. I'm going to go Dan Hart. I think he's looking good up on the hill. I think that confidence from 3 wins, I think it's just helped him relax a little bit. It's been a difficult few years after taking that world title, waiting to get a World Cup win and to get 3 in a row. It almost says he's kind of learnt how to do it, and that's for me. I'd like to see him do it again on Sunday.
Not an easy track for anyone to win on this one here in Val di Sole.
No, full of bumps and ruts and roots. You've just got to carry your speed. I mean, you'd say it's certainly a track that would suit Aaron Gwyn, but is there a track that doesn't suit Aaron Gwyn? Yeah,
it's true, although his record here is quite breathtaking, really, over the last few years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, make sure you tune in and watch that Sunday World Downhill Championships. So we're waiting for the riders to be presented with the medals. Good to see so many people here.
Yeah, they've always had great crowds here in Val di Sole. It's such a great format, four-cross racing. You can see exactly what's happening in front of you. It's exciting racing. It's a format that works so well in these towns. The people come out, watch it, get behind the riders, appreciate what they can see, and the riders certainly put all in tonight. Saw some great racing tonight.
Signore e signori, benvenuti alla cerimonia di premiazione dei campionati del mondo di mountain bike.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the medal ceremony of the UCI Mountain Bike World Championships.
So the medal ceremony about to get underway. There's Caroline Buchanan.
La cerimonia di premiazione dei campionati del mondo di mountain bike per il 4-cross Don Elita.
The medal ceremony of the UCI Mountain Bike World Championships for the 4-cross Elite Women.
Al terzo posto, vincitrice della medaglia di bronzo.
In third place and winner of the bronze medal, Anneke Pearson of the Netherlands.
Well, Good recovery, Annika Bitten, to get through, take the bronze. She's got 3 golds, she's got a silver. Now she's actually got the full set.
Yeah, she did well there, yeah, as you say, to recover from that one.
UCI Mountain Biking Commission.
Al secondo posto, vincitrice della medaglia d'argento.
In second place and winner of the silver medal, Franziska Meyer of Germany.
Meyer for Germany then takes the silver.
Al primo posto, campionessa del mondo, vincitrice della medaglia d'oro.
In first place, world champion and winner of the gold medal, Caroline Buchanan of Australia.
She's done it again. Caroline Buchanan takes the gold. Becomes the only woman to have 4 World Championship titles in 4-cross. Jill Kittner has 3, Annika Bitten has 3. And now this woman has 4.
I fiori verranno consegnati dal signor Aldo Bordati, presidente comitato Grandi Eventi Val di Sole.
The flowers are presented by Mr. Aldo Bordati, the president of the organizing committee.
Ora facciamo un grande applauso al podio del mondiale di Polcross.
Let's give them a big round of applause.
Signore e signori, la vostra attenzione in onore della vincitrice, va suonando l'inno nazionale di Australia.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Australia.
So congratulations to our medalists.
Some more photographs, I'm sure, if you girls could please all step forward as well. Please go around just for some more photographs on the front of the stage.
That's a great world 4-cross track, Will.
It is, yeah, and people coming here on holiday and to visit the area can ride this track. Part of the plans to build a bigger bike track here as well, apparently, so great region, Trentino, to come and visit for anyone. We've been here a few years now, and one of my favourite places on the circuit for sure.
Well, the weather's always good for a start.
Yeah, great weather, great people, good food. Can't go wrong.
Not much not to like here.
Exactly.
And now the men's presentation will come up.
Let's give a big round of applause. Well done, Annie Williamson, Caroline Buchanan, and of course Francisca Meyer, your champions here today of the elite women's four-cross. Let's give them a big round of applause. Well done, ladies. Congratulations.
Signore e signori, benvenuti alla cerimonia di premiazione ufficiale dei campionati del mondo di mountain bike.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the medal ceremony of the UCI Mountain Bike World Championships.
Signore e signori, la cerimonia di premiazione dei campionati del mondo di mountain bike nella categoria 4Cross uomini elite.
Here's the presentation then for the three men.
World Championships for the 4Cross elite men.
Al terzo posto vincitore della medaglia di bronzo.
In third place and winner of the bronze medal, Luke Pryor of Great Britain.
Great evening for that young man.
Yeah, he came here with a stiff link in his chain and a broken back brake, and he's going home with a bronze medal, so I'm sure he's going to be happy with that. I think a lot more to come from Luke as well. I've watched him grow from a young lad, excited about riding, and he's still, I can see, delighted about riding his bike, excited every time he comes down the track. Great to see him getting a medal here.
Bronze medal for him tonight then.
In second place and winner of the silver medal, Hannes Slavik of Austria.
So the big Austrian rider gets second place tonight. Silver medal for him.
Yeah, I'm sure he was hoping for more, but I think we can say that for every rider on the gate that doesn't take the gold.
Al primo posto, campione del mondo, vincitore della medaglia d'oro.
In first place, world champion and winner of the gold medal, Matija Arleva from Slovenia.
Gold for Slovenia.
Yeah, he's got to be delighted with that. He was in the right place at the right time and took every advantage. But make no mistake, you have to be a fantastic rider to be in that place in the first place and to be able to take advantage. So every bit the world champion, well deserved.
Vice
gave her the 2016 UCI 4Cross mountain bike world champion.
The flowers are presented by Mr. Carlo Doldos, the provincial councillor of the territory of Trentino.
Allora facciamo un grande applauso al campione del mondo, al podio ufficiale dei mondiali di 4Cross 2016.
Signore e signori, la vostra attenzione, in onore del vincitore verrà suonato l'inno nazionale di Slovenia.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Slovenia.
Well, that's the four cross out of the way. All that's left now, well, it's the big one on Sunday. It's the downhill races, men and women. From here in Val di Sole, Italy. I think it's fair to say one of the most anticipated downhill races ever.
Yeah, I've seen some races, but yeah, the top 10 guys certainly coming down that hill. It's something very special these days. It's going to be a fantastic race here.
Well, we'll leave you with these pictures of the medalists enjoying the spoils. From myself, Rob Warner, and Will Longdon. Join us on Sunday. Until then, goodbye.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our protocol ceremony for this evening.
Allora, grazie al pubblico della Val di Sole, si conclude in questo istante la cerimonia di premiazione del Mondiale 2016 Infocross.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thanks.